What's up, guys? This is the Asian Pitbull here, and this is my review of WWE Super Showdown that happened last night. So overall, I thought this was a pretty good show, considering that it was just one of those put together pay-per-views with not much build up. Some of the matches were pretty good, but as usual there were ups and downs. And if you saw my review video for the crazy things that I hated, I was really pissed off. But anyway, let's go through match by match, and let's start talking about the first match, which is the Universal Championship match. So the match, as similar to WrestleMania, it started with the Universal title on the line. Seth Rollins came out with bandaged up ribs, and one thing to note, I really like the theme song for some reason. I don't know what, but they kept on playing the theme song, and I don't think this kind of pay-per-view deserves a theme song like this. Okay, but I really like the theme song. It's reminiscent of those Ruthless Aggression era 2003 style of theme song, so I really like that a lot. But anyway, they open with the Universal Championship match, and it looks like Seth Rollins is an Avengers mark, just like he's a Game of Thrones mark. Nowadays wrestlers are just a bunch of nerds, and this is just the landscape of the shift in our world nowadays. So I cannot blame him much. I'm an Avengers mark as well. So he's wearing the Avengers outfit, and then this was I wasn't expecting much from this match, considering his opponent was Baron Corbin, who is a joke. As long as he's still wearing that button-up shirt and still having that stupid gimmick, he's a joke to me. He should go back to at least, dude, this guy is 6'8" and then 275 pounds. He should be built as a monster, not a joke like this. Anyway, it seems that the longer that the match went, the longer I thought that, hey, Corbin may have a chance to win. So but anyway, he's a pretty good worker, at least in this match. I'm talking about Corbin. And Seth, as usual, the workhorse, puts up a good showing as usual. And I wrote here, good in-ring work by Corbin. He was actually moving around, keeping pace, keeping the momentum. So I thought that for what they had to work with, they actually put up a pretty solid match. And then, of course, they had to the ref came into play for this match. And we see throughout the match, Corbin was repeatedly shouting and being frustrated with the ref. Eventually, we see that this plays into the outcome of the match, where the ref couldn't take it anymore. And this like Earl Robinson in the past, where Triple H keeps on taking advantage of him. In the end, he cannot take it anymore. He shoves him, and this is what Corbin does. What the ref does, shoves Corbin, and with that shove, Rollins took advantage, rolls him up for the pin 1, 2, 3, and Rollins retains. And I thought this was an interesting and clever way to make Seth win and still make it believable with his injured ribs, because the odds were against him. There was hardly any way. First of all, he's not 100%. So you have Baron Corbin now, fresh and a threat. So it makes it more believable that with this finish, that with the ref distraction and with the roll up, instead of just Superman booking and you have Seth go over clean. So I thought this was pretty clever way to book it. Of course, after that, Corbin comes up, attacks him from behind with the End of Days, and then of course the Beast comes out, the same as Monday Night Raw, with the ref, Paul Heyman by the side with the Money in the Bank briefcase and a steel chair, ready to cash in. This is Friday. Friday is now. He's cashing in now. So he's marching to the ring. Seth is down, and so this is what happens. As they're about to make their way inside the ring, suddenly Heyman trips, and if you saw my reaction, I think that would have told you much better than if I were to explain it now, because my immediate reaction was what the hell. Heyman trips on the middle rope, and he drops the briefcase, and this gives a bit of a distraction for Rollins, and Brock was just standing there, and Rollins, as Brock was about to attack him, just in time Rollins gave him the low blow because of the distraction, because Heyman dropped the briefcase. And this was obviously not by accident, but this was obviously staged and rehearsed beforehand. I don't know the reason why they want to, what's the rationale why they did this, but it looks like they are extending the feud. So we know that after the low blow, Seth took advantage and took the steel chair and repeatedly whacked. This is the image here I'm talking about. Look at Heyman's shock face. So Seth repeatedly took the steel chair and whacked Lesnar. We know it immediately that there was no way Lesnar was gonna be able to cash in. And the thing I don't like about this is, why are they setting this up such that it's Heyman against Lesnar? Think about it. If it's Heyman's fault that he caused Lesnar this opportunity, logically Lesnar would be frustrated, will go crazy, especially we've seen their dynamic in the past. They are not the best of friends. So why is the focus shifted to the tension between Heyman and Lesnar instead of Heyman and Rollins? Okay, so Rollins does what any man will do. He beats the hell out of Lesnar while he can, and after that he escapes with the championship. So, we see the curb stomp on the briefcase as well, and then Rollins escapes with the title, and we also see that Rollins actually hits pretty hard with the steel chair, because we see the elbow of Lesnar was bruised black. And again, my main beef with this is that after Rollins exited and we see Brock exiting a wounded beast, but exiting, walking back to the backstage with Heyman. Shouldn't he be pissed and just furious with Heyman enough to just maybe give him one time good F5, or just knock him out or something? Nothing. Lesnar did nothing, and just Heyman walked back with Lesnar. Two of them walked back as if nothing happened, as if Heyman didn't cost Brock the championship title. So this is very strange to me, but this tells me more that it seems plausible that Lesnar will be keeping the Money in the Bank briefcase for a long time, possibly up to the entire year. We don't know, because if he's not cashing in now, then when's a good time to cash in? This was the perfect opportunity to pull the trigger. And I have one more news that because I'm from Singapore, so they are marketing Seth Rollins, because WWE is coming to Singapore for a live show on the 28th of, or 27th or 28th of June, I believe. Basically the last week of June, and Seth was still advertised as the WWE Universal Champion, and he's scheduled to face Shinsuke Nakamura. So obviously he's gonna keep the title until then, and possibly until SummerSlam. So I don't know how the storyline is gonna pan out. I won't be surprised if they keep on having this purveyor of paranoia gig and continue this until the next year. So we'll see. Next, you see here we have the Intercontinental Championship match, and I said on SmackDown that I don't really care about this feud. The only special thing is that we are seeing Demon Finn, right? But the thing is, I cannot take Finn seriously. Even more so nowadays, because of his recent drunk appearance in the Tottenham Liverpool finals. And just what the fuck for me. I just cannot take him seriously. I never bought into Finn Balor in the past, because they are saying that he's so good in ring, but all I see is just stomps, and he's not that kind of guy where you compare to Eddie Guerrero or you compare to Dean Malenko. They are technicians, they are ring generals, because they don't just do stomps and fly all over the place. They actually hold their weight, and they do suplexes, and they do, their execution is on point. The submission is on point, and a lot of suplexes. Finn doesn't match up to that at all. All he does, his moveset is super limited. If you don't believe me, go and see his match versus AJ Styles, the first time they ever fought on pay-per-view, and you see how much Finn Balor was outmatched, out-wrestled by AJ Styles. AJ Styles to me is the top. And now that I think of it, why isn't he in the match? But in the pay-per-view. But anyway, he is no AJ Styles, and he is not that super highly technical guy that WWE is claiming him to be. Okay, so, and I just think he's too small. Even with the demon gimmick, I don't buy into it. He's too small for this kind of gimmick. Okay, and even his theatrics, I'm all about theatrics. You talk about Undertaker, talk about Bray Wyatt, but his theatrics is just the way he comes to the ring. It looks so childish, looks like a clown. He looks more like a clown than somebody who's about to kick your ass and take your soul. That's how I feel about Finn Balor, okay? And then I feel that it's stupid also. The demon is sticking his tongue out all the time. Is this supposed to intimidate me? This just looks stupid, okay? But I like on Andrade on the other hand, he's a really, really good wrestler. I like that he does the vertical suplex, homage to Eddie Guerrero and the Hispanic style. He's really great wrestler, but I feel that he's limited by the WWE confines and the WWE styles. Andrade is somebody who will do really well in AEW or New Japan Pro Wrestling. I won't be surprised if within the year he moves over there or by the next year. So we'll see. And also Corey says that Balor is technically sound. No, he's not, Corey. You've never seen technically sound. Go and watch Chris Benoit. Go and watch Bret Hart. Those are technically sound. Finn Balor is not. And overall, there's really no story to this match. Finn wins with the coup de grace, and it was a above average match. In considering in this pay-per-view context, Balor retains, and there's no story, so I won't comment on what's gonna happen next. Next, we see Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon. So coming into this match, I was hoping they focus on the submission storyline that Reigns has never tapped out before, and definitely I was looking forward to Shane putting on some form of submission hold on Reigns. And my money was 100% on Roman Reigns winning because he suffered 2 beatdowns on SmackDown and Raw. So anyway, I wrote here that the motherfucker Shane McMahon's entrance is lit, yo. It's lit. Money flying down the Titantron. I don't know if it's real or fake money, but $100 bills, baby. $100 bills raining down. It's raining money. Rainmaker Okada, eat your heart out with this. This is how you throw the money away. The son of a billionaire. Alright, so and even you see shots that the crowd is actually taking the $100 bills. I love that. Great entrance. LOL at Grace commentary talking about Renee. If Renee treated the McMahon family with more respect, then she'll get to have more of that money. But anyway, the standard Greg Hamilton intro. I guess this is part of Shane McMahon's intro now. And then Drew Boring McIntyre comes out. Why is he out? Why is he out? He doesn't need to be out. I so passionately hate Drew McIntyre. As you see my past reviews, he's nothing but a muscle up, jacked up guy. No promo skills. That what you call that single dimension, one dimensional style. Angry, muscled up guy. I dare say even Braun Strowman has more charisma and mic skills than him. But anyway, he comes out. The match continues. The match starts. In the match, there was a good spot where Shane McMahon connected with the chalk block while Reigns was going for the Superman punch mid-air. He hit him with the chalk block and then went for the submission. So this was pretty good. You always have to play into the storyline. Okay, don't forget about all these little things, WWE. He's trying to tap Reigns out. Then Reigns was able to powerbomb him and break it up. And then we see the end of the match. McIntyre interferes. No, firstly he interferes throughout the match. Then we see that Shane gave the first spear to Reigns, and Reigns was able to kick out a la Kurt Angle style with the very late kick out. Then after that, while the official was blinded, McIntyre with the Claymore, and then Shane steals the win. What the fuck? What kind of booking is this? This is just stupid. Fuck McIntyre, okay? And Michael Cole is saying that they are having another match at Stomping Grounds between Roman Reigns and McIntyre. For what? For what? It's already settled at WrestleMania. The thing I don't like about this is enough of this feud between two boring guys. It's like a mirror match, you know. We don't need two long hair, jacked up, look-alike guys in the WWE. I need Reigns against somebody. I don't need Reigns against a look-alike or McIntyre against a look-alike. McIntyre should get the hell out of my TV ASAP because I don't see anything going for him. Enough said. Next, move on to the Kofi backstage interview. And LOL, Xavier says that he's also there. People forget about him. When's the heel turn gonna happen? It seems that, you know, Xavier has reason to turn heel because people don't care about him. He's just a sidekick. He's just a lackey, and Big E is gone as well. So we may see the heel turn soon. I like that Kofi is more confident nowadays. You can see in his promo, in his speeches, and overall this is a good babyface promo, good energy as expected from New Day. And then next, moving on, we have the Lucha House Party versus Lars Sullivan. So I wanted to see more of an actual feud with Lars, and they had this match at Super Showdown. So overall this was a good showing. It's reminiscent of when Brock Lesnar came into the scene in 2002, and he was thrown against all these jobbers, and he was just suplexing the hell out of them, throwing them around, showing what he can do. So this is just a showcase of what Lars can do. Of course, Lars is not no Lesnar, but he does a good job showcasing his power and strength. And end of the match, it ends with the two members of the Lucha House Party actually interfering, and this leads to a DQ. So this is very strange because we usually only see this by heels. This is a heelish move to end the match by DQ. But I guess psychologically and storyline wise, there was no other way you can actually stop this monster except to just throw away all the rules and just 3-on-1 him. So they try to gang him up. They're able to stop him for a while, and they escape out of the ring. But Sullivan chases them down and then just destroys the hell out of them and then just screams. So this was it for the storyline. Please move on to something more credible, WWE, for Lars Sullivan. Next, I thought this was the best match of the night. Triple H versus Randall Keith Orton. I wanted a classic throwback match, and I got what I want. They did not disappoint. Same as Triple H Batista at WrestleMania. You know, when you give Trips and Orton time, they can work a really solid match because they are two veterans, two ring generals, two technicians with so many years of experience between them. They know how to work a match. I love that Attitude Era style match where they are given time, and this was a throwback to that. Of course, Trips is one of the bosses, so he has a lot of say in this, and I like that. So I like the style, the methodical pace. Most people nowadays, the youngsters, they don't know how to appreciate the methodical pace, but I really love that. The psychology, the build up is all there. Evolution, the history is all there. just that the match had to back it up, and I like that it really backed up. Trips and Orton both are still in fabulous shape. They had a good slow start, just feeling each other out, and then Trips with the little advantage from the start. The action spills to ringside, and then it's all Orton. Okay, classic Orton working on the body part, stomping the methodical stomp, classic Viper style. And I like that they are not rushing this at all. Very good. The Trips is given all the time in the world. But this is a good match, except for one thing, and this is just a lost art among the entire WWE. There were no suplexes. I always need to see some suplexes because this is part of wrestling. We see this 10 years ago. We see this in Attitude Era. We see this in the Ruthless Aggression Era. But and we would have seen suplexes back in the past when Trips was in his prime. Tons of suplexes, vertical suplex, variants of other suplex, etc. Just a little nitpick. I didn't like that there were no suplexes. At one point, Renee said that, what else does Triple H has in his back left? Come on, Renee. Obviously, you have not seen what Triple H can do. Trips has so much in his arsenal that he did not bring into this match, and they were still able to provide a good match. So anyway, at one point, Trips used the crossface, and I truly believe deep down this is an homage to Chris Benoit. Really meant a lot to him, I believe, and I really like that touch. Okay. Then there was a good first RKO. I like that spot. It was not that typical RKO setup where Trips went for the pedigree, Orton reversed and went for the RKO. But Orton hits the RKO, and then after that he teases the punt. See, this is WWE can do really good shit when they want to, and they can bring back really good the throwbacks and things like that when they want to. So he went for the punt, and Trips catches him, and then pedigrees, and Orton kicks out. So that was a little mark out moment, because I wasn't expecting that. Then after that, Trips, seemingly energized with the babyface comeback, throws Orton out of the ring, then went for 4 belly to back suplexes on the announce table. And I think they were trying to break the table, but no way you can break the table with just a belly to back suplex. Anyway, this was the finish of the match. Trips throws Orton back to the ring, and was overconfident there because he thought that Orton was out after the 4 belly to back suplexes. Rushes to Orton. Orton catches him with the surprise RKO out of nowhere and gets the win with the pin. 1, 2, 3. Orton goes over, and I really like this because I can't believe after seeing so many different variants of the out of nowhere RKO, after from the moonsaults and the flying elbows to the RKO and all that, we are still caught surprised by this variant of the RKO. So I really like that. Once again, WWE can put out really good shit. Vince, you can put out really good shit when you want to, just that you're stubborn. Okay, and I'm a bit surprised that Trips put Orton over, because the ego in Trips, if possible he will want to win every match. And then post-match interview, Triple H humbly praises Orton and says he's the better man. So this is really selling me more into Triple H, because I wasn't the biggest Triple H fan, and I hated his reign of terror, and I always feel that he's just trying to everything he does is for himself. And I was furious back in 2013 when he screwed over CM Punk and all that. I was first to say I'm not the biggest Triple H fan, but seeing that is able to put over Orton like that, really increases his stock value to me. And if we are talking about who's the best guy to take over WWE right now, Who else? Is there a better man than Triple H now? Okay, so next we move on to the Baron Corbin backstage interview, and Corbin is obviously upset and he's talking, but I still cannot buy into Corbin because of his whiny voice and his whiny promo. You are 6'8", 275 pounds. You should be a badass, and you're Golden Glove. You should be a badass. And he ends the promo by saying, "Heads are gonna roll my ass, Corbin. You ain't the director of operations or the head of operations anymore, bitch." So next we move on to the Bobby Lashley Braun Strowman match. So I wrote here, wow, Lashley comes out with the bodybuilding posing routine, and I want to say here, shut the fuck up, Michael Cole. He actually says Phil Heath. Who? I'll tell you who the fuck Phil Heath is. He's like 8-time Mr. Olympia or something. As much as, and I've went to seen this and I've compared. Okay, I'm a little bit into bodybuilding as well. Bobby Lashley has a fantastic out this world body, but he ain't Mr. Olympia, man. So shut the fuck up, Michael Cole, when you're saying that Phil Heath who. Show respect, man. Even though I know Phil Heath is getting a lot of haters, but he don't deserve this. Okay. Corey Graves is marking out. Renee is wet. Everybody, I'm in awe of Bobby Lashley's physique as well, especially at his age. Guy looks like he never lost a step, and wow, just amazing, man. Damn, what a good body. Then, okay, so moving on to the actual match. Strowman shows his strength by throwing away the Lashley posing platform. And then the commentators keep on mentioning about the heat. Who cares about the heat? Come to Singapore and you know the heat. Okay? And then the match starts, the show of strength, everything. Lashley gave a very impressive power slam to Strowman. And Lashley is actually dominating most of the match. He looks impressive and legitimate even against somebody like Strowman. So I also didn't like that they were talking about hyping this up as two gargantuan monsters, as if this was a Godzilla movie. Hey, come on, man. Lashley is much smaller. I'm not saying that Lashley is not big. I'm saying that this should not be presented this way. Lashley is like that kind of physique, that ideal physique, like Lesnar, like Roman Reigns, that kind of structure. But Strowman is more of that kind of structure where you should, if you want to talk about Godzilla, you should put Strowman against Big Show, Strowman against Bam Bam Bigelow, Strowman against Vader, Strowman against Mark Henry. Okay, so don't hype this up as some gargantuan. Come on. I don't like this marketing. At one point, Lashley does a very impressive vertical suplex on the outside to Strowman. I like this. As long as they are suplexes, I like. And I'm still waiting for the Bobby Lashley Brock Lesnar match, by the way. That's my dream match. And then Strowman wins with two running power slams. To me, it's like, what the fuck? Why are you killing Lashley? Lashley is the best shape of his life. At the very beginning, this match shouldn't even happen in the first place. But anyway, the loss will only make Bobby Lashley's stock drop even more. And because of that, I think we'll probably never see Lesnar versus Lashley, which is pretty sad to me. And I don't want to see them fight each other like 10 years down the road, like the Goldberg Undertaker match, which, if you have seen my review, you know how pissed off I was with that. Okay, next we move on to the WWE Championship match, Dolph versus Kofi Kingston. And you know what? I think the reason why Dolph was inserted into this was because, if you read the news, KO, Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan, they didn't want to work Saudi Arabia. Makes sense? who was feuding with Kofi Kingston previously? KO and D-Bry. So probably because these two didn't want to work, they had to find a replacement, and Dolph was inserted in instead. So I like the moveset by Dolph Ziggler. Heel Dolph Ziggler moveset is much better than his moveset as a baby face. But anyway, I never bought into Dolph Ziggler. I don't think I ever will. The early match, 100% was Dolph dominating, and he's actually out wrestling Kofi. The thing I like, since Ziggler came back, I forgot, was it last year or beginning of this year, when he was together with Drew McIntyre, and in his match with Kurt Angle and his match right now, he's actually showcasing more of his amateur wrestling style, and they're just snuffing out opponents and just wrestling them to the ground. I like that a lot. But anyway, as usual, Kofi fires up with the comeback. The thing I note about this match is they actually have very good chemistry between Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. This probably because they worked so many matches in the past before. And I like storyline wise, they're tying all this up and it's full circle. In the throwback compilation in the future, we'll see the best matches between Dolph and Kofi, the US Championship match, the Intercontinental Championship match, and the WWE Championship match. So very good chemistry. This was actually a pretty good match though. I wrote here the second best match of the pay-per-view, with the best match being Triple H and Orton, but more so because of their history together, and more so of the nostalgic feeling. But this match, definitely there were more variety. It was a faster pace. Anyway, Dolph with the super kick to Woods for interfering. Then this pissed off Kofi. They went back to the ring. Then after that, Xavier with the payback, and then Kofi finish off with the Trouble in Paradise win. So this was a good match and good booking, but I don't like that Xavier is in the corner and interfering in the match, because only heels interfere. Okay, so this was very weird. We saw this in the Lucha House Party, and we see this in this match. The faces are interfering. So I don't know what's happening. But anyway, makes sense here for Kofi to win, celebrate with the fans, and the Kofi Mania continues. Next, we see Dolph with the angry post-match interview, just repeating the same shit. It should be me. It shouldn't be you, Dolph. You're mid-carder for life. Upper mid-carder for life. Anyway, he says that Kofi is a coward, and Dolph says that Kofi better watch his back, and he demands a steel cage match, which we learn later on that WWE confirms they'll have a steel cage match at Stomping Ground. So I guess that will be the end of the feud, and I want to see Kofi battle with somebody else. The second last match of the night was a 50-man over the top rope battle royal. And guys, come on, we are not stupid. Stop marketing this as the largest over the top rope battle royal every year. You said that the last year for the Crown Jewel match. Now you're saying every year you're just... I don't like this. I know it's for marketing purpose, but you think we're stupid? Come on. Anyway, the jobbers come out. And then the jobbers were from Raw, SmackDown, and 205 Live. I don't see any NXT kids there. So anyway, I saw that Shinsuke Nakamura is part of the jobber squad as well. My gosh, Shinsuke Nakamura, you totally screwed him, man. WWE. You know what's the best thing can happen for Shinsuke is to just, I don't know, maybe he's waiting for his contract to expire, which I don't know when. And once it does, Shinsuke don't renew, go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling or go to AEW, because obviously WWE doesn't know what to do with you. Then we have the one entrance Miz with the entrance. Miz gets fireworks. LOL. Samoa Joe, then Cesaro, then Titus gets entrance, and we realize that uh, they wanted to redo that gimmick again where Titus fell down, slipped and fell while running his way to the ring last year. So this time, even the jobbers were telling him to slow down, but he insists on running. So anyway, he slowed down at the final moment, and then he gets a pop. So I think this is just a stupid little gimmick segment. But the last person to come out was Elias. He cuts a promo, just your boring Elias promo. Miz couldn't stand it anymore, comes out, attacks him, throws him to the ring, and then the ring starts, everybody just fighting each other. As you can see here, it doesn't make sense at all. The ring is so full, and it's just a stupid concept. The number is too much. Go back. Why can't you just go back to 30-man battle royal? Okay. Anyway, jobbers get thrown out one by one. I don't want to. I won't go through in depth. But also Matt Hardy was in his old Hardy Boys gear, and it feels strange that Jeff is not here. But anyway, there was a cool spot in the match where the Viking Raiders and AOP and Heavy Machinery were facing off. So we have the face-off of the three monster-sized tag teams. But anyway, we see Titus eliminate the Viking Experience. Okay, and then Shinsuke Nakamura eliminated by Sin Cara. What the fuck, man? WWE doesn't give a shit about you, Shinsuke. Then we see comes down to the final two, which is Mansoor, the local hometown guy, and Elias. And then you realize this is just building up for a hometown babyface moment for Saudi Arabia, for Mansoor. So Mansoor backflips Elias over the top rope. He gets the win. He's the winner of the 50-man battle royal, which honestly it doesn't mean anything. But I guess this for the hometown crowd. He actually gets a hell of a pop when he won, and it's actually scary powerful when he speaks in Arabic. The support in this country is scary. But we know it's all for the money. Vince likes that money. So anyway, let's move on to the worst match of the night. I feel like everything that I should express has already been showcased in my video. So please go and watch my video review. But all I want to say about this match is that these two 50-year-old old men, they should not be fighting anymore. They cannot go anymore. They don't have the stamina. They don't have the strength. And the thing is, Goldberg, why does Goldberg have to bust himself up even before the match started? When he came out to the ring, immediately you see that red dot on his face. He did that head bang onto the door again. You don't have to do this. This is not 1997, Goldberg. Why do you still have to do this? He probably gave himself another concussion before the match even started. Came to the ring, the super long boring entrances, then starts out with two spears, which immediately I went crazy because I don't want it to be a short match. Taker doesn't deserve to be taken out like Brock Lesnar in a short match. But luckily they didn't. After that, Taker kicks out. Goldberg went for the leg lock, which doesn't even look legit. Then one point, Goldberg rushes to the ring post, and that's where he ran too fast. He hardway himself on the ring post, and he just busted the entire face just within seconds. Oh my god, I don't know what else to say. And after that, it's just a botch face. Botch after botch after botch after botch. Terrible match, guys. Terrible match. Goldberg kicks out the tombstone, the first tombstone. Then as Taker snake side him, and then about to go for the big boot. Goldberg hits the spear again. Then he tries to go for the jackhammer. Oh my goodness. That's the spot where Taker could almost have died right there. And we see after that Goldberg actually gave an apology, but good lord almighty, guys, no more. I don't want to see all these out of shape old timers anymore. Vince, are you hearing this, Vince? What are you trying to do? Come on. Then after that, Goldberg tries to go for the tombstone, and he botches it because he's probably so concussed he doesn't even have strength to do anything. Taker ends the match with a choke slam, and he couldn't even lift Goldberg up. After the match, Taker looks pissed. All of us are pissed. All of us were disappointed. Guys, Undertaker should retire already. Undertaker, as much as Undertaker is and forever will be my number one favorite wrestler of all time, but he should have retired many matches ago. Many matches ago. Goldberg cannot go anymore. Or Goldberg busting himself, concussing himself on purpose. These old timers cannot go. Soon Triple H cannot go anymore as well. Sting cannot go as well anymore. All these people, we have to leave. We have to accept it already. Okay, so overall, that's my thoughts about WWE Super Showdown. I gave a rating of 7 out of 10 because for what it's worth, for the matches that were put together, there were actually some good matches. The highlights were Triple H, Randy Orton, the WWE Championship match, and the Intercontinental Championship match was pretty good as well. But other than that, the worst part of the show was the Goldberg Undertaker match. So overall, this ain't even WrestleMania caliber, man. This is just blood money pay-per-view. So I'm gonna end this here, and I'll see you in the next video.